Heading: Environmental Impact Assessment (EIA) Procedure. First point. The EIA procedure is a step-by-step process used to identify, predict, evaluate, and manage the environmental impacts of a proposed project. Second point. It helps in making environmentally sound decisions before project implementation. Heading: Initial Environmental Examination, i.e. First point. Initial environmental examination, i.e., is the preliminary assessment of a proposed project. Second point. It identifies whether the project is likely to cause significant environmental impacts. Third point. Based on the findings, it decides whether a detailed full-scale EIA is required. Heading: Full-Scale Environmental Impact Assessment (EIA). Side heading: The scope of an EIA scoping. First point. Identifies the important environmental issues related to the project. Second point. Determines the study area, project boundaries, and time frame. Third point. Identifies alternatives and possible mitigation measures. Fourth point. Prepares the terms of reference (TOR) for the EIA study. Side heading: Identification of impacts. First point. Identifies all possible environmental impacts of the project. Second point. Examines impacts on air, water, soil, flora, fauna, and human health. Third point. Identifies both positive and negative impacts. Fourth point. Considers direct, indirect, and cumulative impacts. Side heading: Prediction of impacts. First point. Estimates the nature and magnitude of future environmental impacts. Second point. Predicts short-term and long-term effects. Third point. Uses scientific methods, models, and environmental data. Fourth point. Assesses the likelihood and duration of impacts. Side heading: Impact Evaluation and Analysis. First point. Evaluates the significance of the predicted environmental impacts. Second point. Compares project alternatives based on environmental effects. Third point. Recommends mitigation measures to reduce adverse impacts. Fourth point. Determines whether the project is environmentally acceptable. Fifth point. Provides recommendations for decision-makers before granting environmental clearance. Heading: Flow of EIA procedure. Side heading: Sequence. First point. Initial environmental examination, i.e. Second point. Full-scale EIA. Third point. Defining the scope, scoping. Fourth point. Identification of impacts. Fifth point. Prediction of impacts. Sixth point. Impact evaluation and analysis.